Dearest citizen of the world, I believe the time has come to reveal to you some of the perplexities you have faced in recent decades. It is well for you to understand some of these things so that you might know how to behave in the new order now taking shape on the earth. We want you to be able to become fully involved and integrated into our new society. After all, this is for your best interest if you will do. First of all, it is well that you understand some of our purposes so that you may more fully cooperate. I cannot tell you the hard times you will face if you resist us. We have ways of dealing with resistors. We have eyes in every level of government in every nation of the world. State secrets are fully known to us. Consider the President of the United States. Even though he regularly breaks every known check on his power, no one can stop him. He goes ahead and does whatever we want him to do anyway. The Congress has no power to stop him. He does what we want since he knows if he does not, because of his rather dark character, we can have him removed in a moment's time. You cannot take us to court because you can't see us, and the courts are our servants as well. We run everything, yet, you do not know who to attack. We rule the world and the world cannot even find out who is ruling them. This is truly a wonderful thing. In our media we present before you exactly what it is we want you to do. Then, as if in a flash, our little servants obey. We can send American or European troops to wherever we like, whenever we like, and for whatever purpose we like, and you dutifully go about our business. How much more evidence do you need? We can make you desire to leave your homes and family and go to war merely at our command. We only need to present some nonsense to you from the President's desk or on the evening news and we can get you all fired up to do whatever we like. You can do nothing but what we put before you. We have generously taxed you and used that money to make such sophisticated weapons you can in no way compete. Your own money has served to forge the chains we bind you with, since we are in control of all money. Some of you think you may escape by buying some land in the country and growing a garden. Let me remind you that you still pay us ground rent. Oh, you may call it property taxes, but it still goes to us. You see, you need money no matter what you do. If you fail to pay your ground rent to us, we will take your land and sell it to someone who will pay us. Do you think we cannot do this? And with your ground rent we pay for the indoctrination of your children in the public schools we have set up. We want them to grow up well trained into the system of our thinking. Your children will learn what we want them to learn, when we want them to learn it, and you pay for it through your ground rent. You may doubt that we own your children, or have such control, but you will find that we do. We can declare that you abuse your children when you spank them and have them confiscated. If they do not show up for school indoctrination, we can accuse you of neglect, thereby giving them to us. Your children are not yours. They are ours. You must inoculate them, you must bring them to our hospitals if we decree, or we will take them from you. You know this and we know this. Through our electronic commerce we are able to see where you are, what you are buying, and how much you have to buy things with. Through the internet and other sources we can even know how you think and what you say. It is not especially important to us what you believe as long as you do what we say. Your beliefs are nonsense anyway. But if you think you have a following, and we perceive that you might be somewhat dangerous to our agenda, we have ways to deal with you. We have a Pandora's box of mischief with which to snare you. We can have you in court so long you will never get out. We can easily drain away all your assets over one pretext or another, the form of taxes. You do not have this vast supply of wealth. We know how to divide and conquer, Have we not brought down rulers of countries through our devices? Do you think your tiny self will be any match for us? We supply your fuel for your cars. We can turn it off whenever we like, claiming that there is some sort of fuel shortage. What if your car breaks down? You cannot get parts for it without us. We supply all the money you use. At any whim of our desire, we can stop the money supply or cause a complete crash altogether. We can then order the president to declare all money worthless and that we will have to have new money. All of your stashes of cash will go up in smoke in a moment's time. Don't you need food? If necessary, we can cause a truckers' strike which would stop deliveries of food to your local store. We can starve you whenever we like. You only have food because we have provided it to you from our table. During the Great Depression, we controlled the food. We heaped mountains of food behind fences and let it rot. The hungry were then made to work in our labor camps even though there was enough and more to feed them. Do you really think you can beat us? You say you will hoard gold coins so you will still have money in the time of the crash. We can simply pass a law which outlaws the possession of gold as we have done in the past. If we find gold in your possession, we would simply confiscate it and put you in prison for breaking the law. We use the nations for what we want to use them for. Everyone knows that they must yield to us or die. Fortunately, we have had a few resistors such as Saddam Hussein and Slobodan Milosevic that have been helpful in showing the world leaders what we will do to them if they do not submit. There is only glory in following our purposes and doing what we say. Our kingdom is the kingdom of money. Excuse me, but I must confess that we are the rulers of the kingdom of non-money. You must see the humor in that statement. We have given you a piece of paper or some numbers on a computer screen that we have termed money. It is backed up by nothing and proven by nothing but what we say it is. We create it from nothing, we print it, we loan it, we give it its value, we take its value away. All things that have to do with money are in our hands. Think of it, what is it that you can do against us without money? If you try to resist, we can cancel your credit or freeze your accounts. Your cash is easily confiscated. We have made so many rules in the realm of living that you cannot live without money. The only war crime there really is only involves the crime of being against us. Anyone against us is violating our law. As you have seen, when someone is for us, we do not care what they do. Was not Nelson Mandela a bomb-holding terrorist who killed many of his enemies? We made a hero of him. We observe no laws when it comes to war. We do what we want, when we want, and where we want. We can starve nations to death. We can ruin civilians and any other horror for which we would take our enemies to court. Look at our example. We bomb Serbia out of its wits, bomb Kosovans out of their homes, poison their rivers and streams, turn off their electricity, making a grand crisis in that country. And then we masterfully make it appear it is all Mr. Milosevic's fault and he needs to go to court for it. It is the same way we made our inferno at Waco look like Mr. Koresh's fault. We do not want you to escape free, and that is why we have made it as we have. You are our property. We will not permit you to buy or sell unless you submit to our mark of authority. If you go to court against us, we will wear you out there and in the end you will lose. If you use violence, we will end up having you in one of our labor camps, more specifically called prison industries. You need our money, our entertainments, our fuel, and our utilities to function, and if you don't have them, you feel deprived. By this, you are made to yield to our will. Sincerely, your globalist friend.